Hey guys, welcome back to my LEGO Hero Factory Revamp series. Today, I'm excited to show you my biggest Hero Factory build so far. We have Bulk. Bulk was one of the original 6 heroes from the first series, but I felt like his size didn't quite live up to his name, so I've gone all out and I've given him a complete upgrade. For his inspiration, I looked at one of my favourite Bionicles, a character called Axon. He was a massive figure with a powerful design and a gigantic axe. I wanted Bulk to have that same intimidating presence, and this is what I've come up with. Let's take a closer look. I'll be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of Bulk's Series 1 helmet. It felt too open and lacked character. Instead, I've used the Brain Attack Series helmet, which has a proper face and gives him a lot more personality. And for the body, if we take off the chest plate, you'll see I've used an XL skeleton to give him that larger frame. But I didn't stop there. I've actually stacked 2 skeletons together for even more thickness. And what I did next required some modification, so apologies for what you're about to see. I don't recommend modifying your Lego pieces like this, but I did it to achieve the look that I wanted. On the back skeleton, you can see here where I've removed the hip joints on both sides. I've also done this for the neck joint, which I'll show you right now. To fill the spaces between the 2 skeletons, I've added in some Technic pieces, as well as some silver plates for protection. To connect the 2 skeletons, I've used a double-ended socket piece at the base, as well as 4 more at the top to lock everything together. And again, more Technic pieces and silver plates to fill the gaps. For his chest armour, I went with a silver torso and chest plate, and I've chosen a white hero core, which I think stands out really well. Now for his arms. Because Bulk is such a massive character, I was able to use these torso plates as armour for the shoulders and upper arms. I also went with larger bone pieces and a joint extender in the shoulder. This not only makes his arms look stronger, but also adds more friction to the joint, and that's going to be really important later when we take a look at his weapon. For his legs, I've kept the larger bone pieces to maintain his massive armoured look. And if we spin him around, you can see I've added these engine pieces onto the back of his thighs, which helps give him a more mechanical appearance. For his lower legs, I've given him 2 torso plates on each side for added protection. To attach these, I used a Technic bar with a ball joint in the middle, which locks it all in perfectly. And we've worked our way down to his feet. They're from the Stormer XL set from the Breakout series, and they're held securely in place using these Technic bars, making them sturdy and giving him a solid stance. Now for the back of Bulk, I've added in a shield piece, which gives his upper back a lot of coverage, almost like a protective shell. And underneath that, there's another silver plate here. You might think it's a bit random that these plates and blue axles stick out, but they actually serve a purpose, which is for storing Bulk's hammer. So let's take a look at it. And here is Bulk's hammer. It's the most powerful weapon in my Hero Factory universe. And not only that, this hammer is so heavy that Bulk is the only being strong enough to wield it, making him an absolute powerhouse for the team. I wanted his weapon to feel imposing, so I used these classic Bionicle pieces for the hammerheads. Who else remembers these? If you know what they were originally used for, comment down below. The staff is built from these long axle pieces with a textured connector in the middle to look like a proper handle. And the pieces at the base aren't just for decoration, they give the hammer some extra weight and balance, making it look and feel more powerful. Storing the hammer on Bulk's back is simple. Just remove the top of the hammer from the staff, spin Bulk around and feed the staff through the axle hole in the plates. Then you pop the top back on so it rests neatly on his back, making it look like he's carrying it. To have Bulk actually hold the hammer, what you want to do is reverse those steps. So remove it from his back and then disconnect both sides of the staff from the handle, and then place one into the upper side of his hand and the other into the lower. And with the detached handle piece, you can clip it straight into the blue axle on his back so that you won't lose it. And here's what he looks like holding it. I'm really happy with the way it's turned out. For a size comparison of Bulk, here he is next to Furno, who's a standard size hero. The difference there is massive. And if we bring in Stormer, who is one of my taller heroes, there's still a huge gap between him and Bulk. He's an absolute tank compared to the rest of the team. And that's all for my mock of Bulk, and honestly, this has to be my favourite one so far. It was definitely a more complicated build than the other heroes I've made, but I'm really proud of him. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and also which hero would you like to see next in my Revamp series. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to give it a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss next week's hero mock. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.